Hi, welcome to War HQ. My name is Lucious. Today I'm joined by Kysol from War HQ. How you doing, dude?
Good.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, all you guys out there in the Kill Team community, probably aware by now that Games Workshop actually made an announcement of the next sort of product release. It's the first one we've had in a while, which hasn't been sort of superfluous. But this one's Pariah Nexus. At the moment, having a look at what has been actually shown to us, it's looking like a continuation, obviously, from 9th edition Indomitus set. Sort of seems to go hand in hand with that, and even hints that the rules for the models in Indomitus are going to be in the rules for this. My first impressions on this one, just looking at it offhand, this looks like a campaign, I guess, a standalone kind of thing. It doesn't have a rule book, I noticed, like an actual Kill Team rule book. So I'm assuming this is just like another expansion. You know what I mean? It's not like a start set or something. The points are a bit skewy with some of the models. I'm not really sure how that works, but yeah, I'm assuming they're wanting you to. This is a gateway to more further products, and some of those lesser sets for 9th edition would probably go well with it too, by just looking at it offhand. Yeah, what are your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited by it. I'm not too much of a fan of Arena, but that's just because I like open play more than the close quarters. But Flayed ones, I'm yet to actually play them in Arena, so this will be my first go at playing Flayed ones in Arena. So I'm actually pumped for it.
Yeah, it's an interesting expansion. It's not exactly. I knew it was going to have something to do with Necrons and Primaris. I pretty much we knew that anyway. There's kind of hints of that it was going to be sort of continuing on from Dominatus. And they did. Games Workshop had some other announcements recently about the new warrior. Necron warrior using that new Gauss blast or whatever it is. The new weapon that they brought out with Indominus, and also the Assault Marine. That one was brought out recently as well, wasn't it? Like a bit of a peak on that one.
Mm-hmm.
These are interesting though, because you've got heavy intercessors. So like I'm having the 9th edition rules. These guys have like 3 wounds, right?
Apparently,
So
yeah.
apparently, like if that continues on to Kill Team, which is interesting. The first thing I notice about this is like, okay, Necron Flayed ones, we already have those in Kill Team at the moment. They're only 10 points each currently, unless they
Mm-hmm.
change them to be more in line with 9th edition stuff, which I think they're 13. Is that right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, and I think the other difference there is I think they have -1 AP as well
yeah.
in 40k. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, you've got 50 points of usable Necrons, I guess, because the others are commanders, right? So Necron Chronomancer and the Space Marine Captain, they're obviously commanders. So this is more of a commander's sort of expansion too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out the points here because I'm looking at the Space Marine Captain. That I'm assuming that's, the only thing I can compare it to in Kill Team is maybe the Captain in Phobos armor. And that's 81 points base ish. This is a Captain in Gravis armor, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think it's around 80 points or something like that in 40k as well, I'm pretty sure. But I have no idea about the Chronomancer. I don't know how much that costs. But thinking of the Space Marine Heavy Intercessors, I'm thinking these things, if they do have 3 wounds and they have those, they do have some decent weapon options too, better than normal Marines. So I'm assuming they're going to be like between 20, 25 points, maybe more. I mean, I don't know, each, like you would think.
Mm.
Especially a heavy weapons one or something. So, I mean, you've got 50 points of Necrons and potentially like 100 to 120 points of Space Marines. That seems very unbalanced to me, like,
Yeah.
as a game. So I'm assuming that this game, what do you think? Do you think they're going to have some sort of rules where maybe these Necron Flayed ones are reanimating and there's more that come out? Or there's got to be something, because I don't know how you justify the points unless the Chronomancer is worth 150 points or something. I don't know. I don't think so. Like based on the 40k stuff, it doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, unless they give some type of home ground advantage for being inside the tomb, giving
True.
Necrons
Yeah.
the ability to not just reanimate, but call in extra additional like reinforcements and that sort of stuff. It's a really unbalanced lineup. Like
Yeah,
could have easily have thrown an extra 5 flayed ones in there.
yeah,
Um,
or 5 warriors. Yeah,
yeah,
like 5 warriors, 5 flayed ones, maybe. Yeah, that might have still probably wouldn't have equaled the same as the Space Marines. I don't think. I can't just points wise. I can't see it,
yeah,
especially as a
but
3 Space Marine with magical weapons. It's going
yeah,
to be pretty
they did
decent.
also they did also say that you'll have all the rules for all of the new weaponry and that sort of stuff for the warriors. So
Yeah,
if you've already got the Indominus box set or even the Recruit box set or anything like that, you've already got access to all of those miniatures, so you can just bring them in. Where the flayed ones and the heavy intercessors, they're, to my knowledge, they're the first time that they've been brought out. So they did mention that it's not going to be limited just to this, but I'm
mm,
guessing this is going to be your first chance to get it, and then down the track, a
yeah,
few months down the track, they'll probably release them as their own box sets.
yeah. It's good. It's good marketing again, isn't it? It's like everyone's going to want the new flayed one miniatures, I guess.
Mm.
So it's a good way to get a jump start on that. I gather it's going to be an expensive way to go if you're a 40k player to get flayed one miniatures, obviously. But yeah, I mean, all right. Any other thoughts, just general on this one? We've gone over a couple of things there.
Um, just going off some general comments that I've been seeing around, other than the memes and that sort of stuff. I have actually been seeing a lot of interest from what appears to be new blood. So it could be
Okay.
your people new to 40k ninth edition. Some guy local GW was just basically like, "Hey Darren, like you want to check this out?" So it could reinvigorate the scene a little bit here.
It looks
Um,
like it looks like an introduction, doesn't it? Like it looks like a hey,
yeah,
come try this, then you can try 40k. It's gone more that way, I guess, than because of the addition of the commanders and the
mm,
smaller scale for the kill team. I think it's more in line with ninth edition than any other release from kill team so far,
yeah,
which I guess makes sense. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
The interesting
yep,
part as well is Commanders, to my knowledge, wasn't the biggest hit down here. So them bringing it as a mix between Commanders and Arena, it's weird. Like from memory, Commanders have never been allowed into Arena competitively. So
no.
why start now?
Well, you got to think Arena was originally it was the original competitive package that came out for Games Workshop, and it was
Yeah,
designed for 100 points, is what it was designed for. So this, I don't know. I mean, well, they're going to have more than 100 points, right? If you've got a captain which costs 80 at
yeah.
least, then I'm assuming, you know, those
L-
Marines, you're not just going to have one captain and one Marine. You're going to
looking at
use
this,
all.
looking at the side, I'm seeing easily 200 versus 120, 130. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. It's
it's a
very
weird
unbalanced.
balance.
It's weird, yeah. But I think this has been said by other people too. I didn't watch much today about this. It's just sort of pretty fresh, but I think those smaller Indomitus sets releases that come out for the smaller editions. I think obviously those models in there you'll be able to use to boost up this with warriors and etc.
Mm,
Probably the
yes.
cheapest way to go for both teams, so you get stuff for both teams, which would be pretty cool. But the captain and the chronomancer, I do believe, are also unique to this set as well. I don't know if they'll be released. They probably will afterwards again, but they are really, they've done another good thing where they've given you different commander models. So, I mean, I can see this goes both ways, doesn't it, really? Because, I mean, 40k players might look at this and go, oh, new ninth edition stuff. And wow, we can play Kill Team now because it's got like a commander and, a small squad of dudes. Maybe this is a really good gateway for 40k to Kill Team as well, I guess.
Yeah,
Not just not just the other way around. You know what I mean? Not just from Kill Team to
yeah.
40k.
It also
Yeah.
depends on the price point as well.
Yeah. What do you think with this one? I mean, it's not stacked, is it? It's not like a massive box. It's not like the new Catacombs or something, for Warcry or anything. It's not quite on that level. Um, I mean, ultimately, you're only getting 12 models. I think you've got 48 terrain pieces. Yeah,
Yeah.
34 objective cards is interesting. This is a point we were talking about before. I think the original had 12, right?
Yeah.
Base objectives with Arena. So you have 34, you've got your 17 objectives. So there's 5 additional objectives there by the look of it. So
Mm,
that's interesting. I suppose they're going to be probably unique to either the faction or
Hmm.
unique to this particular board. I guess this setting would
Yeah,
be my thoughts.
and
I guess.
it's still down to they may also change the objectives as well. Like the
True.
the
Yeah.
image that they have given, either they're using the original the existing objective cards, or they've just only shown us four of the existing. So
Yep.
they may actually just do a complete shake-up because there were some
Well, that would be
objectives in
good.
there. Yeah,
Yeah. I
there
mean,
was some.
I'm not opposed to that. You know what I mean? I think it'd be good to shake the game up a bit and change the objectives and stuff around.
Like I'm
For
seeing
sure.
at the moment, Death from Afar, Breach, I
Oh,
think.
Death from Afar
Um,
is an old.
yeah, but there was some in there that I would never go for. Like they were completely useless for me. So
Okay.
maybe they have completely shaken it up. Plus, also with the additional five per side, either they're specific to the teams or specific to missions, which I'm
Yeah.
kind of leading towards missions, because if they're specific to teams, you wouldn't be able to use it with any other faction.
Yeah.
Or they could have just given us straight 17 brand new, um, or 17 objective cards, five of them being brand new.
Yeah. Well, that'd be what I'd think. Maybe. I mean, maybe five new ones. But I mean, a whole new set would be awesome. Because yeah, as I said, it would really mix up the competitive scene a little bit and change things around.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, as far as if you're into Kill Team already and you're a competitive player or whatever, you just play it and you're using the 125 point format. Um, I guess if you're a Necron player, this is a good way to get five flayed ones.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using commanders, obviously, but it's an expensive way to get five flayed ones if you're not going to really play. It's not
Yeah,
exactly. I don't understand where they're coming from with this one. It's not exactly a full kill team. You know what I mean? Like 50 points isn't. Even if they make them the 13-point versions, and these are like uber flayed ones or
65.
something, it's not. It's yeah. It's not. It's not cutting a full kill team, is it? Where the Marines are, you could definitely. I can't see how the five heavy intercessor Marines would not cost over 100 and 125 points.
Mm.
So, but then you get to that point where Primaris are already a pretty average kill team. You know what I mean? Like you need to add scouts and old Marines into their team to make them pretty good to get the numbers.
Mm.
Particularly scouts people use. But these would be one of those teams like Custodes or something where it would be like you've got very powerful things but not many, and I think those teams usually suck. So I don't know from a Marine perspective if you're just going to use like 100, 125 like we've been, unless they're going to change things completely,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know, which is
So,
possible.
what about
It's not
Arena?
exactly, yeah, it's not
How?
exactly a second edition. This is just an expansion basically by the look of it.
Yeah.
There's no
How?
rule books.
What are your opinions of Primaris in Arena? Like Primaris in the open with your
Yeah,
scouts and that sort of stuff. That like I've seen them work well, but I've never seen
yeah, they do. They're good. Yeah, but
like the
Primaris by itself is such a hard team to use. Like having like five models, is just well, you know how like we've played hundreds of games. Like it's just so difficult.
yeah,
Um, you need to add those cheaper models in, like the scouts and stuff, to make it worthwhile. So you've got other models you can use. Like enough models to hold objectives and stuff like that. Otherwise, five models, it's just yeah.
yeah.
Look at the teams that win tournaments. It's not five model, three model teams. It's it's ones with quite a few
Yeah.
mid to mid high strength. Number teams that
There,
generally win.
yeah, there was rumors of a shake up of getting rid of the horde winning teams. So
I hope not,
maybe
because it's what makes it fun too. Like I think they sort
yeah,
of fix it. I don't think hordes are that overpowered. If you look at the teams that win, they're usually the mid-range teams. You
yeah,
know, like the Azurani and sort of the 8 to 10 model teams are the ones that seem to win. That are fast. You know what I mean? Fast teams with good shooting generally win.
yeah.
So anyway, um, it's interesting. If you have a look at the board itself, very like not a lot of terrain. Hey, like when you actually have a look at the two setups they give you there on the double-sided game board,
Hmm.
doesn't seem to be many doors. I think it just looks like four doors there. Like I'm only seeing on there. I mean, there could be more. I mean, I know there's a few more in the second board setup. So it could be a little bit more open than Arena. I'm assuming they're going to have a lot of effects, like like a special things that happen if you step on this part of the board or something. Perhaps it's going to
Yeah.
have its own unique. It's pretty much set up like Arena, I'd say. Looking
So
at it,
the interesting thing is the two types of doors. You've got like
Yeah.
one door with more of a flare to it. The other door, from what you can see on the board, you can stack them double like breadth type thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that may change the dynamics of door entry in
Mm.
arenas. So there may
That
be some
first
change.
board, yeah, that first board looks round too. Like if you look at it, it has like a round center. You see that?
Yeah.
Like, and everything seems to be in there with rooms coming off it and stuff. So that's kind of interesting too.
So and also apparently the boards are well, not symmetrical. They're basically mirrored down the vertical axis. So where the last board was fairly symmetrical.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a complete shift. And so I've heard some people praise the new terrain and also some criticize the new terrain. The way that I was thinking about it is you don't have to play this new terrain as Necron versus Primaris. You can actually go have a mission where it's basically two like an orc basically come to raid a tomb ship, and you've also got some harlequins in there for some unknown reason for some uh relic or something that's in there. You don't have to have it being a Necron based thing.
Yeah.
So and that this is terrain that we haven't seen before.
True. Yeah. True. I mean, it's not that dissimilar, I guess, to Arena. Like it has like the little sort of stack cratey things, which whatever those things are, that they've got sort of similar in shape. The
Yeah.
doors, it'll have its own little, unique bits. Look, it's a you could use it as a standalone board game, I guess. I mean, that's what they're designing it as, or you could, just incorporate it into your current kill team and what you do. I'm sure it'll be. Well, if they don't make it compatible, that'd be pretty stupid, really, because not everyone plays, just Space Marines and Necrons.
Mm.
Limits it a little. But yeah, look, it's going to have a whole bunch of modes. It's going to have different types of things you can do. Just like Arena, I'd say. But it's like a Arena with commanders,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Like, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, not hugely excited by it. Maybe not as much as you. I know you like this kind of stuff, and you like more ninth edition. I'm not really into it.
Uh,
But it's cool. Like, look, it's another game. I'm not going to complain about it. It's good to have a kill team release, and I'm sure this will spark interest back in kill team again as well, which is good. And
yeah.
give us a bit more to talk about. It's been a little bit dry with the kill team stuff over the last year, hasn't it?
At this
So,
point, any kill team
yeah,
release is great.
I think
Um,
anything is good at the moment. Yeah, so we'll take it. Thanks, Games Workshop.
yeah.
And look, hey, Necrons players, like, already a really solid team, right? Necrons, and now you're going to get all these new additions. I mean, Space Marines or Adeptus Astartes already have a lot of variation and options. You can have everything that opens and shuts, and this is just another thing for them. But the actual Necron team now could be quite amazing, I think. You might get a big guy as well. You know what I mean? Like, if it's saying on this that you're going to get the rules for all the stuff in Indomitus, that's very interesting because there's like the motorbikes for the Astartes. There's the big cryptek things and stuff for the Necron. So
hmm,
that's interesting in itself, isn't it? I mean, you might get a couple of big guys out of this as well that you might be able to use. Do you
yeah.
think? You think that's the angle they're going with that? I mean, it could unbalance things. I don't know, but I'm thinking the points cost is always the prohibitive thing with big guys and unique units. Like if you are going to bring that bike unit in, then you're probably only going to have one of those in a team and a few other dudes, and not much. Hey, so it's
Yeah.
going to make it not very competitive. But if you're doing it as like a more of a narrative, fun thing, then I guess like you're playing for that reason. Then which Games Workshop tend to go towards. Then I suppose that's pretty fun. You know
Well,
what I mean? That could be fun. Yeah.
if they're setting the precedence with basically commanders, that then gives you a lot more points to work with. You can drop that commander
Yeah.
and bring in some other stuff.
Yeah, and I
So
mean the standard's been 200 for commanders generally
are they going to
points. So
raise it to 250?
I don't know. Like, I mean, looks like with these two teams, well, at least the Marines you could get within. Well, they'd be a 200-point team by looking at them.
Yeah.
80 points for the captain and at least 20-25 for the other guys. So that's about 200 points if you just roughly. I mean, unless they change things, I don't know.
Yeah.
But obviously not the Necrons unless the Chronomancer is just off the scale awesome. There was an interesting thing you picked up on the 40k rules for the Chronomancer. That would really change Kill Team, wouldn't it? Because it's quite powerful. Do you remember where that one was?
Yeah, so from memory, basically, like the Chronomancer being a new model, it it depends on how much they bring over from Ninth Edition. If Ninth Edition, he still retains his weapon, so that gives him both ranged and melee attacks that bypass invulnerability saves. That'll be a game changer for them. Plus, also
Mm.
they give a aura 9-inch aura for re-rolling charges. So if you have the Novik dynasty, where
Yeah,
with flayed ones, where you're re-rolling basically
yeah,
to hit, to wound, to charge, and they're
that's awesome.
oh actually yeah they're re-rolls for to hit and that sort of stuff is on a successful charge or if they're charged. So this is where I
That would
think
be broken.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people, I've said it before, that they look at flayed ones, they don't see them as being that great.
Oh,
But
I think we've proved they're pretty good. They're not
yeah,
bad.
you
Yeah, they're not
you then
immortal. Like you can take them out like with a certain force, but they're pretty bloody good. Like with reroll all hits, reroll all wounds, you can
oh
for close combat they flay everything. But re-rolling charges, if that ability comes over, so you're re-rolling charges, re-rolling hits, re-rolling the wound, that is super broken, like
and
super
from
broken.
from memory, I think there's also something in there that gives them a 5+ invulnerability as well.
True, yeah. Actually, the Cryptomancer, I remember, yeah, you're reading that, and it was 5+ vulnerability, which would make that even more broken.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like,
So
they'd even survive Overwatch fire and stuff. And they've already got the reanimation protocols as well. So you've got the invulnerability save and the reanimation, plus
which
that reroll charges, plus the rest of it. That'd be some serious stacking of some bonuses there.
this is if basically they carry over. Plus the flayed ones have got an aura. They've also got yeah. It's crazy. It all just depends on how much of that comes
Yeah,
across.
like I'm assuming if they do carry something like that over, it'll be more of a CP activated thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like you got your Chronomancer or whatever it is, and you one CP or something, and you can reroll charges everything within 9, maybe. Like because otherwise it sounds very powerful. If you're
yeah,
paying CP for it, then that sort of balances out a bit because that's how other races tend to work. So I think that
yeah,
would
yeah.
give it a bit of balance. But I don't know. I don't write the rules, and we haven't seen the rules. So, but this is just speculation. We don't know more than you guys. We're just sort of shooting the shit about it. We don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
This could also be the reason why there is such a points difference. It could be
yeah,
that through their testing they found that 10 flayed ones with a cryptomancer just made the game just so unbalanced. So
yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
I mean, look at the Marines again. You got here, and they're not close combat, right?
yeah, you get a flayed one in the face of one of those and they're re-rolling everything. Who cares about how many
Yeah,
wounds they
and then
have?
you're in a confined space. It's going to be like Space Hulk again, isn't it? Like, you got to shoot the Gene Stealers before they get to you, kind of thing. It's that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
I think that could give the Necrons a bonus too. Like, if you can get charges off on like re-rolled charges off on these Marines with no close combat really. Primaris
align.
weren't that amazing. Primaris
Yeah,
suck in close combat just like Marines. So
and
um,
it's like close quarter combat, like blind charges left, right, and center. Like they
yeah,
this is where I'm thinking. This is why I was excited. It's just like this may actually be a lot of fun to just cause chaos.
yeah, yeah. And look, Arenas really was really good. Like I really love supplement, and close combat teams really go well in Arena. And I like my close combat teams. I like Orcs. Like Orcs are one of the best teams in Arena. They're amazing, but they're sort of average in open board kill teams.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so it does bring out those other teams to be more top tier, which I like. Necrons are already pretty top tier in my opinion. Like they're pretty good.
That
Um, you know,
they have their limitations, but yeah, they're fun.
they do. They're very limited, but they are fun. But this could actually really open them up, especially if you can get like scarab swarms and stuff like that. Maybe a big guy.
Oh yes,
Yeah, it's
scarab
going to make it really
swarms.
interesting.
Scarab
Yeah,
swarms will break the game for us.
I think so. Yeah, because you're going to get that smaller thing, which is interesting. It's just not. You're going to have it's going to be multiple wound because I think they are in 40k. And yeah, multiple attacks and stuff. So it's interesting. You know what I mean? It's just another interesting thing. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think a lot of people are going to be playing Necron if you can actually
mm,
use all this stuff. From Indomitus, it's going to be pretty cool.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and there's some interesting other leaders as well, from Indomitus as well, and big guys. So yeah, look overall, it's not bad. I mean, sure, one of us, you or me, is going to get it, so we'll be able to play it anyway. Um, you know, you've already got Indominus, so you've
It's
already got pretty much all the models that will be covered in the rules for this.
if
So
ever I open
that's
it.
fine. If ever you open it, yeah, you
Yeah.
poor thing. Yeah, it's in that mountain of shame,
Yep.
which is just like Everest of disgrace now. I think we call that one. But yeah, any other thoughts on the in this Pariah Nexus set? Yeah, we just sort of we haven't done a news segment for a while. There hasn't really been a lot of Kill Team news, but this is just one that we thought we'd hit on. Yeah, any other thoughts before we cut this one off?
Um, Not really. It's made me look want to try and hunt down Arena. Because you've got the Arena box set. I don't. I don't.
Yep.
I I don't think this is going to be a replacement for Arena. So
No.
still having it is going to be good.
Mm.
Um, I'm thinking that if they don't ruin this by putting a very big price point on it, they could probably put a lower price point on it, and every few months give us a brand new story based mission set. Because
Yeah,
if it,
I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I think that's a cool idea. You know?
because at the moment we've got Death Guard and Drakari coming out with models, so I don't
Yeah,
know how.
I'd be interested in that one. I'd be more interested in that one than this one. So I
Yeah,
love Drakari,
s-
and I'd like Death Guard better than both these teams.
yeah,
But yeah,
sisters as
that
well.
would
So,
okay.
like 3 months down the track, you could have a brand new like. I'm expecting this to hit around 250 or something like that. If it hits
Yeah,
closer to the 300 mark, that'll be a
sounds
disappointment.
expensive. Hey, I don't know. I'm not feeling that price point. I mean, Australia, like we're going to get shafted. Don't worry about it. It's going to be
Yeah,
expensive. But you look at
J-
this compared to some of the other sets that have come out recently, and I don't know. I don't know if 250 it sounds expensive, like for what
it
is in the actual box. I don't
it
know.
does. It does, but
Yeah,
when you break the models down, that's probably what you'd pay for the models by themselves without
yeah.
a
They
box
are
set.
specialist models and unique, I guess. You've got the flayed ones, which haven't been released yet, which is interesting.
Hmm.
It's going to be people jumping on the set just to get those, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'd say based on just the models, that's probably what the price point will be. They should, in theory, reduce it a little bit. But if they were to come in at say like a 200 price point, and if it was going to be like every 3 months, I don't think you'd have anyone complaining.
yeah, we're talking Australia here too, people. I mean, obviously, you're in the UK or sound, whoa, 200, yeah, 250 here, like, what the hell? But yeah, it's just Australian prices we're sort of shooting here, obviously, because that's our locale. But
Yeah.
hey, I'm with you. Look, hey, interesting release. I'll take anything at this stage for Kill Tim. It gives me more to talk about and more to do. I'm pretty happy for it. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you've got nothing else to say, brother, then yeah, we'll
No, that's
close
about
this
it.
one off. So we've been
Cool.
War HQ, Lucious and Kysol. You've been you. Please subscribe to our channel. Takes you a minute to do. Means a lot to us, and we really appreciate your support. And yeah, have a nice day.
See us.